A gente conversa agora no stand da Famecos com o Larry Kilman. O Larry é secretário da WAN, Associação Mundial de Jornais da América Latina. Larry, three of our teachers went last week to Washington to the WAN-IFRA, and they were very impressed by the mobile first. So how do you see the newspapers working on it?
First of all, I'm glad your teachers were there at our conference. That's always good to hear. Newspapers have an opportunity with mobile. We've been talking about mobile as being the future for a number of years now, and I think it's finally arriving with smartphone penetration, with news apps. Globally, they're in the non-game apps, which news apps are a part of. There's a tremendous opportunity for newspapers to gather new readers and old readers on new platforms.
Okay, and so the other one is newspapers' revenues still come from print, no digital. Why do you think that?
Well, print is still a very viable medium in a very large part of the world. 2.7 billion people read a newspaper daily. It's a lot stronger than most people think. The other reason is newspaper advertising is effective. People actually buy newspapers very often. They want advertising. It doesn't jump out at them. It's sitting there on the page, and there's a high level of effectiveness. So therefore, it's still a very viable advertising medium. The problem is on digital platforms, there's so much inventory, there's so much space that the cost of an ad is reduced to a great degree. I believe it's pennies on the dollar. It's, I think, 10% or 20% of what paper brings. So the high yield of print just is not going to be reproduced by digital advertising.
And so the circulation of the newspaper is growing, and don't need to be afraid of the new ideas anymore. The technology is growing too, right?
Yeah, I think the newspaper industry has long had a reputation of being dinosaurs and slow to invest in innovation. The money that was spent on research and development was always traditionally low. Those days are over, and newspapers are developing innovation labs and developing new ideas, trying new ideas, looking for new business models. It's a very, very inventive industry right now.
So the last question is, our publicity school now made this year 50 years. Thinking about the last 50 years, and the future of the communication, what we can expect?
I think what's changing are the platforms, and the technology is having a huge impact. I mean, that's evident. We can see that. What's not changing is the value of journalism and the value of credible journalism. I think that will stay the same no matter how people receive their news.
Thank you for the interview. A gente volta daqui a pouco com outras.